Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion. We are back with our Let's Talk NFL series. Today we are talking about the New York Giants. I'm here with Matt
What up?
and Oronde.
What's poppin'?
So, let's lock in here mentally and look at the delusion that this program surfaces. So first off, you go out and you sign Russell Wilson. You go sign Jameis Winston before the draft, and pretty much fight the allegations that that's your number one and two quarterback right there. And then
And
you go
then,
out and first round pick, third overall pick, you draft Abdul Carter at three, and then you come back into the first round and you go Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. What? What are we
what
doing?
what do you mean, Davion? Are you not a fan of Jackson Dart?
Yeah, Davion.
I almost cursed early on in the video. Hell no, I ain't a fan of Jackson Dart. Nobody with straight eyes can know that Jackson Dart is a bum.
Oh man,
Oh, come
we
on.
sports media, including myself, we've all I say we collectively, we've seen this happen every draft year. There's one quarterback that goes screws it all up for the rest of them. It had to be Jackson
No, it
Dart.
ain't Jackson Dart. It's freaking Trip Shrug. The Saints drafted in the second round. That's who it is. Who messed up sorry. I digress.
But my point being, you did all this extra offseason work. You actually have four quarterbacks, kind of like the Browns, who you let the
Yeah,
guy that you're supposed to get go to,
yeah.
but that's a whole other problem. You signed Jackson Dart, who was not pro ready, in my opinion, not
Mm-mm.
nearly as much as literally any other quarterback on the draft board, might I add. But you redeem your draft by getting Cameron Scatabo, which you should have picked him round one, if anybody, to go another round with
No,
Abdul
Not
Carter.
round
I'm
one,
no,
but I
saying
no,
knew it.
if
no,
you're gonna
no, no,
reach for
no,
somebody, it might as well have been Scatabo. Me
no,
personally.
no,
But
hell
I
no.
digress. I mean, the best person in the Giants front office isn't even old enough to be in the front office. It's the GM's son because he was like, "Yo, you should have did this," and you went and go and do the opposite thing for like another year in a row. Anyways, I mean, their best signing this offseason was a long sniper. So,
No, I mean they got Javon Holland from
I mean,
Miami.
Holland's great. Holland's a great
He,
pickup.
he was he was solid.
I'm glad he's getting paid. He just chose the wrong organization to go to.
So, oh, the Giants, man.
The
This is
Giants, and
the
it doesn't help that they also have the worst. I say the worst, the hardest strength of schedule going into the 2026 season, 2025 season.
Well, I was just gonna say this before that. I just think the Giants right now are just the laughing stock of the league because you have the whole Hard Knocks thing with the whole behind the scenes. They trade for Brian Burns, good. He's good.
Yep,
Then you get rid of Saquon for literally nothing.
you get rid of him for a bag of
And
chips,
then
right?
he go, not even that. They didn't get zip anything. And then, he just quietly goes to your division rival and wins the Super Bowl. So that's awesome. Um, and then I don't know, man. The Giants are just so weird because like on paper, their defense should be better than what they were last year. And their D line alone, I mean, you have Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon
Sexy
Thibodeau,
Dex.
Kayvon Thibodeau. Four of those guys right now, I think are all elite
They are
edge
elite,
rushers.
absolute. They have such an amazing D line for their secondary to be
And
a
then,
napkin.
yeah, and then they couldn't stop the run for anything last year, which is crazy to me. And then, you have the whole Daniel Jones experience for 5 years. I don't know why it
Yeah,
took
yeah,
5 years. Um, the fact I feel so bad for Giants fans that they had to sit there and have hope in that guy because he took you to a playoff game, and it wasn't even because of him. It was because their defense was actually pretty good. Um, I mean, it's just like I don't know. It's just like all over again. Like I, I, I don't know what the Giants can do to like improve because I mean, like, so what? Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. You would think Russ is just gonna start, and then does Jackson Dart even play this year, or like what do you do with that
Well, if Russ
aspect?
starts to stink it up, I think he'll put him in.
Now, do we even think Russ is gonna be good enough
I mean,
to?
he's saying, is it going to be Russ's fault or
It's got to be somebody's fault.
Someone's got to take the fall here.
Someone's got to
bad
take the
football team?
fall.
Their GM, he's going to be on the way out.
I I think the owner. I think they need to sell the team. If I was the Giants, how are you like one of the biggest mass like biggest franchises and you haven't been good since what Odell and Eli were together? What is that 2016,
It's been a hot minute.
And they weren't
We're
great.
nearing another decade of a team not being able to produce anything meaningful.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know, man. I'm just not high on the Giants. I will never be high on the Giants. I don't know, yeah, what they can really do to
By
improve.
the way, Matt, the Giants are valued at about $7.5 billion. By the way,
Of course they are, because
Matt's
it's New
got it.
York.
Matt's got it.
Yeah,
yeah, Matt,
yeah,
front
dude.
us.
Um, what is the Giants money line this year? I'm so curious.
So, I just had it, and it loves to disappear when I go to look at it. Where are the NFL futures?
Yeah, let me look.
The Giants are. Why are the Giants in a different spot? Thank you. Their over under is 7.5, I believe.
7.5?
No,
What?
That's a lot more than I
Five and a
thought.
half. Sorry, 5.5.
I was gonna say that's a little
I
better.
So here's the thing.
forgive me, I
I
misread it.
don't think it's necessary that we go through every single game
Why not?
because it's going to be a whole bunch of losses.
I
Like,
don't know if you heard it earlier, Davion. The Giants have the hardest schedule in the upcoming season.
We got to at least
obviously,
hear
they
it.
play the Saints.
They play the Patriots in
That's
prime time
awesome.
in New England. Anyways,
That's a
so
prime time game?
yes,
Oh
No.
Monday night, December 1st,
Oh
at New
no.
England.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna be kicking back on my couch drinking beers to the
Oh
Giants' downfall late in the season.
God, dude, that's gonna be so
The
bad.
Giants got one and the Saints didn't, by the way.
The
Yeah,
Giants have
of course.
three primetime games this year.
What?
I mean, at least the
They
Giants have
have
something. At
three.
least the Giants have something to look for. I mean,
So, all right,
What's your
I'm gonna
problem?
gauntlet this. I'm
Davion,
gonna
I'm not.
ignore what Matt
I'm
just
not
said.
doing this.
What is his problem, man?
I don't know. He's just hating. All right, week 1 at Washington. L.
Loss,
Week
loss.
2 in Dallas. Week 3 host
Okay,
Kansas
hold on.
City.
Wait.
That's a loss,
Okay.
Matt. Shut up.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking.
Week
Thinking.
3 host Kansas City primetime Sunday night
Loss. That's a prime time game, dude. Oh my
on
God.
NBC. Sorry, NBC, you got a bad game there.
Okay.
Then host the LA Chargers.
Dude,
L.
that might be another loss. Are they really gonna have 4 straight losses?
It's very possible.
Okay.
Then they traveled to New Orleans.
See,
I have a feeling
I think they win
Davion.
this one. I think they win this one, Davion. I'm sorry to say. I think the Saints are gonna be really bad, dude.
Whoa. I walked away for 2 seconds and you came outside of your mouth with some. Nah, you're right.
Davion, don't do this.
I hope I hope we're bad. Please. I hope we're the worst team we
Okay.
can.
So I think the Giants, this is their first win.
Knock
Is week
yourselves out. You
5.
can have it if you want.
So we'll give
Okay.
them this, and then they lose to Philly in primetime Thursday night
Yep.
football.
5 losses.
Then they travel to Denver, lose.
6,
Then they travel to Philly, lose.
7.
They host San Francisco. Well, I'm not high on San Francisco.
They're better than the
yeah.
Giants.
Yeah. Then they travel to Chicago. I'm taking Chicago. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
Then they host Green Bay. Give me Green Bay all day.
Obviously.
Then they
We're at
travel to
10 lo-
Detroit.
11 losses? No, this can't be right.
I told you there was no point.
they travel to New England Monday Night Football. Give me
This
my
could be
team all day
terrible.
against the Giants. Week 14 bye week.
12.
They come out of the bye week and host Washington.
13.
And then they
No.
host Minnesota.
14. There's no way they're worse than last year, though.
Then they travel to Vegas.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so they could.
That's something.
That's something. So there's 2 wins.
There's hope.
There's
there's
2 wins
hope
right there.
And then they host Dallas to end the season, which is a flex game. So we don't.
Dude.
It'd be really funny if they got a fourth primetime
Okay,
game. Just
so-
to be crap.
Are we saying that they're gonna be 2-15? They're gonna be worse than last year.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna.
Things ain't gonna be that bad.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know about 2 wins.
We'll talk about this.
You want to go back?
Okay, we gotta. No, we're gonna talk about that later. We gotta look back at this because there's no way they have. There's no way they don't improve. I think they have.
Matt.
I think they're. Dude, what?
Off face value, not even getting into the nitty gritty. Off face value, 3 wins max.
Dude,
We have questions about quarterback play. We have questions about honestly just
the coaching
the-
staff. Honestly,
the coaching staff. Yeah, I was
Ryan
about to say the
Dabo,
front
who
office.
knows what's gonna happen? Front
Dayball,
office is terrible.
he's pretty cool, but your supporting staff is horrible. Like I like Brian, but the rest of them is not good. Malik Neighbors can only do so much. he can only do so much.
But dude, are we really sitting down and saying they're gonna have the same record or worse? And I think they have improved a lot. I will give them that.
I'd agree with you.
Because they should have a better defense. O-line is a little sketchy still. QB, I think QB play is better, I think. But it's like I don't know how drastically better it is, but I think it will be better.
When will Jackson not go in?
I don't know. Maybe
You know
the
what would be
Saints game.
funny? That week 5? No. You know what would be funny?
That early? Crazy.
I think it's not gonna happen, but I would love to see the headline that just says Jackson Dart will start week 1. Like he just like somehow blows
So,
it out of the water and
Hey Matt.
Yes.
I know they had obviously poor QB play last season, right? I'm looking at their schedule from last year. Week 1, Minnesota 28-6 loss. They lost by 3 to Washington. They beat Cleveland, lose to Dallas, beat Seattle, lose to Cincy,
Oh my God,
2
they
scores.
beat Seattle on that fluke though.
Lose to Philadelphia, 3 scores. Lose to Pittsburgh, 2 scores. Or no, just 1 score. Lose to Washington by 1 score. Lose to Carolina in overtime.
Keep
Lose to
pounding,
Tampa
baby.
Bay by three scores. Lose to Dallas by a score. Lose to New Orleans by 3 points. Lose to the Ravens by 2 scores. Lose to Atlanta by 3 scores. Beat Indianapolis. And then lost to Philly again by a touchdown. They couldn't even convert 1-score games last year. I don't think it's going to be much better this year.
But is it
They had a
Is it-
1,000-yard receiver last year and did nothing with him.
Yeah,
okay, that's what I'm saying. Is it the offense? Is it the defense? Is
I
it
think it's the team. They're in a hard division. They have obviously they have the hardest schedule in the NFL this season. They're drawing some hard
This
hands.
just
right
hurts
now.
my head, dude.
This
I
is
just
really
feel-
funny to get the NFC West
It's
this
funny
year after it
because-
gets better.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And
like
They put
Every
up
team has
16
gotten
points per
better
game
around
and
them.
allowed, and their defense was statistically better than the Cowboys, and they lost 4 more games.
But it's like the Giants, from what they've done in the offseason, they shouldn't be that bad. Like
Yeah.
they should at least have, obviously it's not a lot, they should at least have like 5, maybe 6 wins. 3 or 2 again? No way. If,
like
if they get 3 or 2 again, they're cursed. There's something.
For the non-diehard Giants watchers, they allowed 415 points last season, they also only converted 35% of their third down opportunities.
You know what's hilarious too? They weren't even the worst defense in the league, and they were
That
still
weren't even the worst
terrible.
defense. And
I
their
mean, the
turnover ratio was only -8, which
the
is
Pan the Panthers
considering
were
is not that bad.
the fact that the Panthers were the worst defense in the league, and they still had 5 wins is hilarious to me. That just shows that like it's not
It's
there's one problem and that's it. But with these other teams, it's just like, dude, what is
we made
wrong
fun of the
here?
Cowboys for long enough, but the Giants, I'm not
Dude,
sorry.
I,
Your
because with the
franchise sucks.
Giants, it's like
Am I salty because Eli took 2 rings from Brady? Yes. I'm
Ha!
going to continue to laugh at you and
Oh,
your misery.
but
And
it's
we're
like,
going to beat you this year. So I get double the bragging rights.
like what
do you though?
what what is
Davion,
the
you're going to beat them too. At least join in on me
Will we?
with this
Hell,
curb stomp.
dude, they might not. They might not. That's what's so stupid about the Giants is they could
You
I
can't
you
say
could
that mid Drake.
come on, Oronde. Bro, if they how much hold on. This is a great question. How much is a bet for them to go 0-17?
Mm,
0 and
mm.
17?
I can tell you. Hold
You can
on.
do that. You can do that.
Have it? Oh, I don't
Where the
know.
hell is it? Um, Fewest
I'm trying to
wins.
be optimistic here, but they genuinely could go
Okay,
0-17.
so there's one thing. There are +600 to have the fewest wins in the league this season, which is lower than the Saints and the Browns,
So
or
are they
higher than the
projected?
Saints and the
So
Browns.
who's project? Sorry, hold on. Let me reset this. Who is projected to be the worst team in the league
Cleveland
going in?
Browns
Really?
plus 400.
Okay.
Then
Where
it's
are
the
the?
Saints plus 425. Then it's
Yep.
the Giants plus 600.
Holy fuck. Imagine doing all this in the offseason and you're still considered the third worst
If you
team.
put $10 on the Giants to win the least amount of games this season, you won 70 right now.
Dude, that might be a lock for them to get the first pick again or get the first pick. And they just get Archie. Davion, I need something out of you, man. What do we think? Like,
About the Giants?
yeah, I mean,
Man, y'all wasting y'all breath talking about these bums.
come on.
Come and humor us, man.
Here's the
Humor
thing.
us.
Come
Okay,
on.
you know what? I'll get on my soapbox real quick. I think they went out and added some really good pieces. I really do. Darius Slayton, I think re-signing him 3-year deal was very productive. I think going out and getting
Agree.
Cam Scattaboo, I think going and getting Abdul
Scatterboo.
Carter. I think, Jackson Dart at one point he might be a competent quarterback at one point, but who knows
They
when.
also did to get that Nebraska tight end. He was pretty good, especially
Complete,
as a blocking tight
yep,
end.
completely agree. And they got a Purdue offensive lineman, so obviously that's going to be productive too. I just think, look, um, you know, they I already said it. They're at a point where they have the hardest schedule to play. Their division isn't getting any easier, and they are sadly not the top two teams inside of the division. So they're just at a point where they're just in a stalemate and have to deal with it. And I think, them losing will be them dealing with it. I just don't think that there are a lot of games on there that's going to have them winning many, you know? That's what I think personally.
Like we're not going to sit here and be like, "Yo, we know ball," but we're not going to at least talk about the fact that
Yeah.
they did well.
Yeah, I'm
We
not
just
gonna
have
lie.
they. It's just not enough.
Yeah,
It's just not enough.
they have the hardest schedule in the NFL. This team isn't going to be great.
What is this like the fourth year out of like the last six that this has happened to
That
them?
is just so sad that the fact I was we were naming out everything, and like we literally they could go 0-17. Like it's actually crazy to say because of how
So
bad
as
that
at the
schedule is.
current moment, I'm not sure how accurate this is, but at least on DraftKings, at their minimum or at the median, I guess, of 5.5 wins, the under
Okay.
is favored 60% right now.
Okay. So let's go look at that schedule again. Out of all those teams, where are
Mhm.
those 5 or 6 wins coming from?
I think
So
those potential
so
wins, in my opinion,
Saints rate so
Saints, right?
Raiders.
Saints, Raiders, Bears,
Bears? I'm thinking like,
Minnesota,
no, not
and New
Minnesota.
England.
Okay, I'll say Saints, Raiders, New England. I'll say I think they can get Dallas on one. Just like one crazy win against
Whoa,
Dallas.
whoa.
So that's four. And then you said Bears?
I mean, the Bears are the Bears.
The best.
And I
Okay.
do agree with you on the Dallas take because they haven't Dallas hasn't escaped from the Giants out of one score games in a good while.
Right. Okay, so Bears is five. What's the sixth?
Mm, I mean,
Is it a division game? Is it
is it the Chargers?
no.
The Chargers are known for losing to bad teams.
No, it's not gonna be the Chargers.
Okay, okay. Hey, I'm just throwing names out here.
Not gonna be the Chargers.
Maybe
What
Minnesota or San Fran. You know I don't like San
you
Fran,
know,
so
you know what, you know what? I'll put San Fran in there. That's the bold
okay,
one.
okay. I think I can agree with that.
I think they could beat San Fran only if San Fran just like loses every player like they did last year. But I don't think that's gonna happen because I think they're gonna be a lot better this year. But
That San Fran game is week 9 at 1 p.m.
oh, great.
This is really funny because so the Giants have those 3 primetime games and they have one midday game at 4:05. And then the rest of them are 1 o'clock. they
Dude,
didn't even want them as a midday game.
I don't even know anymore, man. Like I what I don't know what they could possibly do. I think it's kind of like with the Cowboys. They just gotta find new ownership or find new.
Man, Matt wants
What
the whole
what's the
NFC.
what's
He
the
wants the
Giants
whole NFC
ownership
East
family?
sold. Matt wants the whole NFC East sold.
Yeah, pretty much. What's
Dude,
the Giants ownership family?
I mean, what do you expect? They just gave up one of their best players, and he just won a
Oh,
goddamn
the
Super
Mara
Bowl.
family. That's right, because the
I
dad died
mean,
recently, and they're co-owners with
what do
another
you even
family.
do? You know? I mean, another thing too
We
with like
can't
the
sit
Hard
here.
Knocks last year.
We can't sit here and listen to delusion all day.
Dude,
So,
Davion.
I don't even think I'm not even saying it's delusion. I just like genuinely like I'm like there's no way a team can be this bad again. Right?
So, uh, if you wanted to bet the Giants to go 0-17, it's plus 4,000.
I need it.
That's what I found.
That might be a lock.
And then some sport books and articles out there that I've been looking at while Matt's been rambling. So not only is the under plus or the under minus 145, under five and a half wins, which is their line. Um, someone did an AI prediction of their season. The only 3 wins that they gave them was the Bears, the Packers, and the Cowboys. So the AI has them going 3-14.
Look, like I'm not a Giants fan or anything. I don't have like any mutual interest with the Giants. I just like feel bad because it's like what can they do? You know? Like I don't know. I don't know what they can do to be better. This is a disaster. Poor
Well,
Giants fans.
Giants fans, let us know what you think down below in the comments about your team, the state of your team. We don't think it's going to be great. Matt thinks you only won one game. So let me know what you think. But Matt, Oronde, appreciate y'all for joining. I've been your host, Davion. This has been the post game. Peace.
Peace.